So, hey guys, welcome to a brand new podcast of the Biztainment podcast. We're excited today. My name is Mustafe Artan, and my partner in crime is
Sacad Guled.
Sacad
Welcome,
Guled. Man,
guys.
we're excited today. This has been coming up for a while, right? We talked about this, for more than a year now, right? We finally made it happen after a long journey. It wasn't that easy to put everything together, but finally it's on. It's going to be the first episode. And I want you guys to be really connected to this podcast because we're gonna be releasing one episode every week.
Every week. Love to more, but I think to be realistic, one episode a week should do it. And hopefully you guys will like the content. It's gonna be great, right?
Yeah. We a month ago, so we shared with you guys on our social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook, and you guys showed a lot of interest. There were a lot of buzz.
Yeah, a lot of interest, a lot of DMs. Appreciate you guys for sure. But most definitely, to start off things, Mustafa and I, we go way back. As I introduced myself, like I said, Sacad Guled, been here in the Twin Cities for a long time. Mustafa and I actually went to college together, being friends that long. And
Since high school, actually.
yeah, since high school.
Before we went to college.
So
We worked at Macy's together, yeah.
Macy's, and are we talking about late 90s, right? Like
Early 2000s.
yeah, 99, 2000, something like that. And Mustafa and I, we talked about the importance of having tapped in with our own community, right? And
Absolutely.
And when we looked around, we noticed that there hasn't been something like this type of platform where people could benefit in terms of business, education, and stuff like that. So that's one of the main reasons why we started this podcast and felt that it was needed.
Absolutely. That's actually the whole reason, right? We asked ourselves, if we go back 10, 15 years ago when we were in college, we're actually getting into college. If we had a podcast like this, or if we had someone like us who was like 10, 15 years ahead of us, how would that help us? That's what we asked ourselves, right? And then we had a lot of people saying, hey, it's great need. It's a journey from being an immigrant coming to the United States and being the first actually generation that went to college. Our parents didn't go to college and stuff like that. So we had nobody. So we went to college, and then navigating through the college was also a hassle, right? Remember how many times we changed our majors?
Absolutely. It's a lot, man. If, like you said, if we had this type of platform, because I remember struggling as a group, on how to get help on certain things in terms of either what I needed to major or if I even needed somebody that could mentor me, right? Somebody that I can shadow. And this generation actually blessed to have.
They are, man.
Thanks to technology, of course.
Social media.
Yeah, absolutely. Because nowadays you might not even need anything that you want to know. You just go to Google.
Yeah, you can get a mentor online.
Online,
That's
right?
it, right, yeah.
So I think that's the beauty about this platform is there could be so many young guys and the next generation that are lacking either motivation,
Right.
or don't have an access to information that could benefit them or take their lives to the next level.
Absolutely, that was our problem.
Yeah,
Right? We never had the exposure was missing. We were never exposed to something else.
absolutely.
We were only in our little circle, friends, family, and we were not. And like you said, right now we have the internet. Right now you can have a 4-year degree from YouTube alone.
Online,
right?
yeah.
From YouTube and courses and stuff like that. Back in the days, either you went to college or you didn't go to college. There was actually nothing else.
What are you saying? Are you saying that you don't need a college degree to make money?
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is, it really depends, right? It depends. And if we go back 15 years, back in the days, you gotta get a college degree. What else are you gonna do,
Absolutely.
right? Either you work at labor jobs like we did when we were in college, and in the summer times in college, we worked at this, factories, warehouses, and stuff like that. Either that or you go to
security
college.
jobs,
Security
like, yeah, we used
jobs,
to have
you know,
security gigs
yeah,
in the-
yeah, low, you know, almost minimum wage
yeah,
jobs,
minimum wage.
right? Or you went to college, so we chose to go to college. Right now, there's a lot more to that. Now, right now, you can do a lot of stuff outside college. If you're a doctor or you are engineer or a lawyer, I mean, those kind of job, accounting, CPA, those kind of jobs, you gotta go to college. There's no way around it. But when we're talking about normal jobs like marketing jobs, or you want to start your own business, or you want to sell something online, you want to create your e-com store, you don't need a college degree, right? That's why you see these young 21, 22-year-old millionaires nowadays popping
Absolutely.
up from nowhere.
No, I couldn't agree more. And a lot of people out there,
Mhm.
you know, feel like in order for you to be successful, you have to go to college. True, you know, at some point it's true, because college doesn't teach you how to be successful in terms of financial gain, right?
Absolutely.
But you know, meeting deadlines and being disciplined, and you know, having people skills, you know, sense of urgency, you know, stuff like that is what college teaches you. Because I remember,
Yeah.
you know, when we were in college, that you know, you have a project that's due, and there are a group of people that it's involved in the project, right? So you have to do
Right.
your part, right? And that's a discipline. That's whatever it takes to make sure that you are doing your part, right? And a lot of people don't get that. So
Mhm.
you don't go to college to be successful, but at the end of the day, you do. The beauty about technology is that nowadays you could literally start your own business, not having 1 day of education background, and that would require you to have
Mhm.
the correct amount of dedication, discipline, and your willingness and how far you want to go.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I remember back in the days, I had a conversation with the CEO of this big Fortune 500 company. And he said, when we're looking for college graduates, for example, he's like, we're gonna train them anyway in a corporate environment. He said, what I'm looking for it really is someone who endured 4 years of college, right? That alone is a discipline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing something for 4 years, it doesn't matter what major you're doing, but at least you're doing homework. You were at it for 4 years. You didn't quit. You graduated. That alone is grit. That's what they're looking for, right? A lot of people, and that can get you far beyond just corporate world. That can get you in real life, or you can start your own business. You can do a lot of things in life once you have the discipline and the consistency, right?
Absolutely. Consistency is a key that wins every time. And as I learned over the years as being an entrepreneur, consistency is a habit. It's
Mhm.
something that you do over time, right? And once you get the hang of it, then it becomes a hobby. It doesn't even feel like
Work anymore, right?
work anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and that's one vital piece of advice I would give the people out there is, just keep going and having, you know, a key consistent thing that you keep doing and doing and doing and
Yeah, I mean, yes, I think last week I was reading this article and it was fascinating. It said that if you spend 100 hours for the year, 100 hours for the year, which is comes to 18 minutes a day, just 18 minutes a day, and any discipline, right? It doesn't matter what discipline. It doesn't matter if you're a graphic designer. It doesn't matter if you're a writer. It doesn't really matter. Any discipline. If you spend 100 hours, which is 18 minutes a day, just 18 minutes a day, you're going to be ahead of 95% of the world. Isn't that
can
amazing?
you imagine that?
Just
95%.
18 minutes a day, if you spend on a discipline that you love, it could be reading, it could be writing, it could be graphic design, it could be doing
Something
whatever
that
you
love
want.
doing, something
Something
that
you love doing.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna be ahead of 95% of the population.
There you go. It's the same way I see as when you start your day, right?
Mhm.
A lot of people will tell you, I start my day at 9 o'clock, or I start my day at 10 o'clock.
Right.
Imagine if you start your day at 5 a.m. You know,
Wow.
the advantage that you have over the average person that started his or her day at 9 a.m. If I start my day at 5 o'clock and you start
4 hours ahead,
4 hours, do you know how much you can accomplish?
and that compounds.
Yeah,
Tomorrow 4 hours,
of
the next
course,
day 4 hours,
4
the
hours.
next week
In months,
know.
years, like
they can catch up.
you are way ahead
Yeah.
of, I wouldn't say competition, but you are way ahead of anybody in that same group.
Mhm.
Somebody that wants to accomplish the same stuff that you're trying to accomplish. So, you know, it's amazing how sometimes things work. and things that you want to achieve, it's all about the mind. Mind is a very powerful tool.
Absolutely.
And whatever you
Absolutely.
put into your mind, trust me, it's just you're one call away of being 100% in.
Yeah. So now we talked about colleges and that it teaches you consistency. It
Yes.
teaches you discipline. It teaches you all the good stuff that you need in life. Now my question to you is, are colleges really preparing you to get a job? Or are they preparing you maybe to start your own business? Or because for some reason I asked myself, I was like, if you think about college, if you look back, all we did is, how can we get the next job?
Absolutely. And that's a great question, but I don't think college prepares you for a job. Because yourself, when we graduated from Mankato, I remember that I struggled finding a job right away.
It was hard, yeah.
I struggled finding a job right away. I remember, I think it took me about 8 months, 6 to 8 months to find a job. And to answer that question, at some point I was like, is it a scam?
You ask yourself that question. Yeah.
You know, like it's a self conversation that I had with myself. Is it a scam? Is it worth it? I mean, having all of it, like getting our MBA, having this much student loans, I was like, was it worth it? To the point where, at the end of the day, where did I end up? I end up being an entrepreneur. Yes, MBA, I learned so much.
So it was working on you
Yeah.
at the same time.
But I don't think it helped me something I could go to the workforce and say, oh, I learned this skill from school.
Right.
No.
So it's not one thing you can
No,
pound.
absolutely not. Because every company at the end of the day will have you, they will train you
on the job.
Yeah, and, you know, hands on. So I think college is just a self-discipline. And
Yeah, I mean, you talked about getting a job. I remember me and you hustling for a long time. Once after we
Absolutely.
graduated. Here's the thing though. Remember we graduated right in the middle of the biggest financial crisis in the world, right?
2007, yes.
2007, 2008, 2009, in that area. And we majored in what? Finance. You know, imagine coming out thinking you're the big shot. You're the hot shot. You're gonna get like investment banking job. We're thinking about it. Remember that?
I wanted to be a financial planner.
Financial planner.
Certified financial
I want
planner.
to be like investment
You know,
banking and stuff.
yeah.
Make the big bucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And make a lot of money.
And then I get hired by Ameriprise Financial as a financial advisor trainee.
Yeah.
And I think I was making like $14 an hour.
Yeah, they give you minimum $14 an hour to live, and then you get some money if you get people in the if you recruit people. But what I'm trying to say is, imagine coming out with a degree in finance, which is, by the way, the hardest degree in the college of business, right?
Yeah.
It is the toughest one.
Oh, trust me.
Because you take everything.
You remember that investment class?
Yeah, because we taking accounting classes, you taking marketing classes, you taking IT classes, management classes.
Yeah, all of
and
them.
it was it was a tough major. It was really a hard.
Stats.
You're coming out
7.
exactly.
You know?
Yeah, those are hard classes. You come out and we're thinking, okay, we're gonna get to the workforce. We're gonna get nice 6-figure jobs. That's what they told you.
That was a dream.
That was a dream, right? And then we're coming out and people are getting laid off. All the bankers are actually getting laid off around the world. Remember that? And they're like, they hate finance people.
Absolutely.
And they're like, they crushed the economy, and we were the villains, and we coming out thinking, what happened? We should be getting those jobs. So he ended up with Ameriprise Financial, making $40 an hour. I ended up with some other company doing workers' comp. Remember that? I remember how much they hired me for.
Risk.
Berkeley, yes. It was $14.75. I still remember the exact hourly rate that they hired me. When they said that's the job that pays, I was like, all right, man, that's all I get. I mean,
What choice do you have?
Exactly.
What choice do you have?
I was like, I gotta do
you
what I
either
gotta
do that, or you go back to
So
I
I remember a friend of mine who was working overnight at the post office with no degrees. Of course, he just had a high school degree. I'm not even sure he had a high school degree, and he was making $17 an hour. He was making more than us.
knowing that you struggled 4 years.
4 years, taking student loans, hustling, and there's something called also the opportunity cost.
Yeah,
So we give up to make money.
Yeah.
Right? You be a
You
student.
have to give up something to gain something.
Exactly. That's the opportunity cost. 4 years of opportunity cost we gave up. And then I see this little kid who's making $17 an hour. I'm making $14 an hour. And I was like, what is going on?
Even until today, knowing that, you have a successful business, you accomplish a lot. And sometimes, you come across all of these YouTubers, right?
Right.
That are making, like the other day, I think I was reading an article, the top 10 YouTubers of all time, making over $16 million a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Because from education and successful standpoint,
If you compare yourself,
yeah,
right.
because do you need to go to school to be a YouTuber? Like,
That's what I'm
absolutely
saying.
not.
That's the new economy.
Yeah, absolutely not. So
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, I still feel the same way that you felt back in the day when you met somebody that was making more money than you,
Mhm.
even though you went to college for 4 years, right? So until this day, actually, I
Because
think
we are
about
still on a journey, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we're not at the end. So,
We're
of
not at
course,
the
you
end.
always feel like
Yeah.
there's more.
Yeah, there's more. There's
more
more
to
out
it.
there, and but I'm telling you,
But that's how lucky they are. The younger generations. I hope they understand. I hope those listeners and viewers understand that if you are right now in 2023 and you saying you can't find a job, or you are at home and you feel like you have no future, or you feel like you have no hope,
or you're down.
or you're down, you feel like the world's against you, I want you to understand, man, this is the greatest time in the history of the world when it comes to
Making money.
how you can get rich or how you can make money quickly. Just from YouTube, just from maybe putting some reels out there, maybe some social media marketing,
And there
whatever it is.
you can even make money out of Instagram.
In any way possible, yeah.
And if you see somebody that tells you they can't find a job
Mhm.
or they're
Yeah.
struggling, right?
Right.
I don't buy that. What you need to do is, if you are struggling to make money, sit down with yourself, okay? Be real with yourself.
Mhm.
Have a plan. Make sure that you do something you love. Don't do things because your friend or someone that you know makes money.
That's how
Right?
our community is, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
They-
I'm
they
gonna
see
open
someone-
this business because someone else is making so much. No, it has to be a passion. It has to be a desire. It has to be something that you will do it for free if you have to do it every single day for 24 hours.
Mhm.
That's how I see a business, right? So go find that and put your 100% in.
It's not easy. It's not easy because not everybody can find their passion and make money out of it. But what I tell people is, and this could be a completely whole episode we're gonna do down the road, is I tell people don't look for high-paying job, right? High-paying jobs are those jobs that are gonna take you forever. You have to go to college, be a lawyer, doctor, stuff like that. I tell them always look for a high-paying skill.
Yep.
High-paying skills nowadays are the skills of, let's say, you can photo shoot, photographer, graphic designer, copywriter. You can write copies. You can write emails for companies that pay you well.
Yeah, absolutely.
They pay you very well. You could be you can create your own online courses.
I have a copywriter
right?
that writes all of my
There you go.
stuff.
Copywriter, yeah. They make. I have a friend of mine who makes about $15,000 to $20,000 from copywriting. He charges like $2-3 grand for each sales letter he writes for big companies. But you can start from scratch. You can say, hey, you can go to, let's say, a busy entrepreneur like yourself, right? And they come to you and say, Saad, let me take over your social media marketing.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna create your reels. I'm gonna create your shorts. I'm gonna create everything for you. You just give me the content. I'll do that for you. And you can say, and you can charge him $1,000, $500, whatever it is. So I tell people all the time, in this new economy, there should be no reason for you not to acquire new
Also,
skills.
to
If you don't have the skills, then go acquire it.
Absolutely. And also to, go back.
Mm.
You said find a high learning skill.
High income skills,
right?
Yeah.
It's still, you have to love doing that. Because,
Absolutely.
Because imagine
Yeah.
if you don't enjoy writing,
And you try
and you try it and
copywriting.
you fail, right? It
Right.
might not be for you. But if you love and if you enjoy
Mhm.
whatever you try to do, trust me, it hits different. And that's something I have learned, and I've seen a lot of young kids that, for example, sometimes on Instagram, they hit me up and, hey, Saad, how did you start your bus business?
Transportation, yeah.
I want to start my own.
But he
And
might
I'm always-
he might not even like it, yeah.
Exactly. And I'm always,
Right.
I'm like, I'm here for you. I can give you all of the formula, right?
Right.
But is that, what do you love doing? Do you love serving? Do you love getting,
That's a great question,
right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you have to understand that everything comes with a price.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff that I deal with, about parents, about schools,
Staying up
You
late
know,
sometimes, yeah. Missing,
yes,
missing all the fun.
absolutely,
You
and
could
I don't
have.
have any control over that. But I signed it up for it. Like
Right.
I know what I'm getting back.
Do you remember when we worked at corporate 9 to 5 jobs?
Yeah.
You couldn't wait to get out. Remember that?
Oh man.
And
I felt like I was in a
once you log out,
cell. Yeah.
once you log out, you're done. You go home. You're done. But this entrepreneurship and this business ownership,
It follows you home.
it's a 24/hour. This is 24/7 thing.
Yeah. You're on the clock.
There's a quote right that says, being an entrepreneur is actually exchanging 40 hours of work for 80 hours of work.
Absolutely, it's a price. It's a price.
That's the price you have to pay. But like you said, yeah, you have to have a passion for it. Otherwise, you're gonna get burnt out. You're gonna give up. It gets tough.
At some point,
What are you gonna do?
yeah, at some point that will translate to family problems, health
You
problems.
take home, yeah.
Yeah, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, health is important. Family is important, and stuff that really matter the most, right?
Right.
And
Like what are you doing this for? Right? You ask yourself,
Exactly.
what is the end point? Why am I doing all this stuff?
you're doing for
You're doing it for your family, for your legacy.
Absolutely.
For you even to enjoy it. If you
absolutely.
don't enjoy it and you
Yeah.
get sick because you have anxiety or you have stress or you drive yourself nuts,
Yeah,
it's not worth it. Man.
absolutely. So go out there and find something that you love, or like Mustafa said, something that teaches you a high skill, and you will be able to.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Here's a quick formula I give them. If right now if you're asking yourself, I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know what my passion is. What should I do? I'll tell them find a skill. The skill might lead you to something you love, but you have to start it. You have to start many different. You might have to start 3 different things, and then you'll see the third one might stick to it. The third one might say, you know what? Okay, I like this one. I'm not good at writing. I'm not good at this. Maybe I'm good at editing. Maybe I can do that for social media influencers who have big YouTube channels. Maybe I can edit for them. Maybe I can do graphic design for them, right? And that might be your passion. Or you might say, you know what? I'm not good with tech stuff, but I'm good at, for example, grant writing, or I'm good at this kind of stuff. So you might be. So what I'm saying is, you got to do something. You got to start, and then you navigate. Yeah, then you navigate your way through it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree anymore. And once you find that, and then it becomes like we said earlier, it becomes a habit. It becomes something that you really enjoy.
Right.
And that's the beauty thing about passion.
So let me ask you this then, Saad. Let me ask you this. We get this question a lot. How do you transition from having a job to starting your own business? Do you recommend working at it while you have a job, or do you wanna, or are you with a camp that says, you know what, I want to jump ship. I want to burn the bridges. I want to go 100% all in. I'm young. I have no family. I have no risk, and I'm gonna go 100% into this new adventure. What are you saying?
Good question. And I'm a firm believer that do not start a business until you work at a big corporation.
Some sort of experience.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
And yes. And
Okay.
the reason why I said that is I have seen the struggles that our communities go through. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you work at a big corporation or a big company, right?
Absolutely.
You gain what? You gain, number one, experience. Number two, you gain skill. Organizational skills is no joke.
Those what they call soft skills.
Right?
Yeah.
Not only that, when I started my business, and when you started your business, I remember I was doing everything in-house. I was doing my own payroll.
Everything.
Yeah, I was doing my own, financials.
Right.
I was my own IT guy. So I was able to install my own printers.
You the janitor.
Yeah, I was doing everything, right?
Right, yeah, right.
But when you, for example, okay, say you never went to school, you never worked for a big company, and you want to start a business. Tell me how that would work. You have no people skills. You have no any sort of office skills.
That's really tough.
You know, so, and that is a problem that I have seen within our own communities. Sometimes when people get into, disagreements with other business, partners,
right.
and stuff like that, I feel like it's a lack of organizational skills. Somebody is signing something that they don't even know, right?
They don't even understand.
Right, or they don't even understand.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Me and you, we had this conversation the other day. How many times have you seen someone came up to you as a business owner that makes a lot of money? Hey, can you please read this email for me? Like, can you
It
imagine?
happens more than you think.
You know, can you
Yeah.
imagine the embarrassment that comes along with?
You can't even read basic financial statements.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you are going to think that you're good enough. No, it's never too late.
So what you should think is stay where you are right now if you have a job right now,
Exactly.
and learn on the skill, learn on the dime,
Learn those skills.
learn why they pay you.
Exactly. Learn
Okay.
those skills
That makes sense.
because big corporations, they are taking a risk on you. They're training
They're
you.
paying you to
Yeah.
learn, right?
So exactly.
Yeah,
So
might as
it's
well
like
take
it's like a
advantage.
free college. Learn those skills and apply whatever you learn from them to your own self, meaning your own business.
Right.
Every single thing that I've learned from the companies that I work for, thank you if you're listening, right? I'm applying that
Shout
to
out.
my own. Yeah.
Shameless plugs.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm applying all of that to our companies, and I'm sure you feel the same way.
Absolutely. I'll go even further. So let's say, so you said, learn on the job, and then transition those skills into entrepreneurship. What I'll tell people is, if you had to work, let's say you work on your passion or your side hustle that you want to turn into full-time income down the road. What I'll tell people is stay at your job. Do not quit. Don't ever quit, because that's gonna pay for your bills. Having a job on the side is hard enough, right? Or running a business is hard enough. The
Absolutely.
last stress you want to add to it is the financial stress.
Yeah,
Now you can't pay your bills.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing. You don't want that. So stick to your 9 to 5 job. Work on your job. I said from 6 to 10 or 6 to 12. So a lot of people tell. So that's maybe another question we can clarify. A lot of people also usually tell me when I tell them work on the side. They say I don't have time, right? I work a job, and when I get home, I'm tired. And I tell them, then you don't want it enough. You know what I mean? Technically, if you have a job, 9 to 5, you get home around 6 p.m., you eat dinner, you spend time with your family if you have a family. You can start 7 p.m. to midnight every single day. That's 5 hours. That's 20 hours Monday through Friday.
Absolutely.
25
Not including
hours.
the weekends.
Yeah, the weekends you take off, right? Let's say you take off for your family or whatever. Monday through Friday, that's 25 hours. That's more than a part-time job.
Absolutely.
You can apply to it. But people don't want it. They really don't want it enough. You know what I mean?
If you
They rather
wanted
spend
enough, yes.
time at Netflix, going bowling, playing ball. There's time and a place for that, but it's not when you're getting started.
And Mustafa, if you need it bad, whenever you need it bad, you will find a time.
Find a way.
You find a way, right?
Absolutely.
So we're not trying to discourage you. I'm trying to tell you, do not start a business. As a matter of fact, I tell everybody, go ahead and start business. If you're giving somebody 8 hours a day and you're making them rich, make yourself rich.
why can't you, right?
Right?
Yeah.
So, but I'm giving you the formula that I've seen that worked for me, that worked for him, that worked for hundreds of thousands of
We're giving the
Americans, right?
shortcuts, right? Because we
Exactly.
did the long, hard way.
Long,
You know,
hard way.
We lost a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of headache,
Absolutely.
a lot of friends.
Yeah.
You lose a lot of people
Oh, man.
over the years.
You lose a lot
Yeah.
on the journey. You lose a lot of friends. You lose a lot of, some, I would say, even family members that don't believe in you,
absolutely,
right?
yeah.
So you will have all sort of, roadblocks.
It's gonna be one of the toughest. It's gonna be one of the tests of your life. It's gonna be really
Absolutely.
a test of
Absolutely.
your character, test of your manhood or womanhood. It's gonna be a test of. I mean, everything will be tested when you start a business.
Absolutely, because that's when people really paying attention to you, right?
Yeah.
And say, no, this
The
person.
the people who are closest to you are gonna be the people who will discourage you the most, right?
Absolutely.
And you can't take that. You're like,
How
what?
many people do you have? Let me ask you this question: when you started your business, how many people that told you, "Oh, Mustafa, you're a joke"? I don't think you can.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Pretty much almost everybody. Here's the thing though, we had, so here's the thing, we had jobs, right? So me and Sacad we had IT jobs, well paid IT jobs. And I remember when I was going after my business, there's an email I got from a recruiter. And he was saying, hey, I have this IT opportunity for you, IT job. And I said, no, thank you. I'm not interested. And he's like, what is your pay? And I told him the pay. And he's like, I'm going to double it. Mind you, I was having good salary already. And he said, I'm going to double it. Just name it. And you can start it. And I had to say, it was a weekend. The whole weekend I was thinking hard. I was like, man, should I take this job? It's going to make my life a lot easier. I'm going to make good money. or should I just take the risk and stick to what I was doing and do my entrepreneurship? And I really had to look hard and say, you know what? Nah, I can't do it.
Because you know why? Once you
Imagine
yeah,
that.
you left that environment that you felt you were obligated to be there for the rest of your life. Once you leave that environment,
Once you taste freedom, right?
yeah, you will never go back.
It's
You know?
hard.
Yeah,
It's hard.
exactly.
Yeah.
I saw a picture. Probably we will share with the social media folks. There's a friend of mine. His name's Warren. If he's watching, he gave me a picture. 2 lions. One of them was locked in cell, right?
Yeah. I see that one.
You've seen
I
that,
see
right?
one, yeah.
And the other one
So one was in a cage.
in a cage, right? And the other one is free, right? And then it says, "Would you be this lion who is granted, food, water, and basically everything,
Shelter.
everything
Safety,
that,
pretty much,
safety,
right? Yeah, yeah.
and he will be guaranteed to have all
He
of
eats
the
3 times a day or whatever.
all of that stuff, right?
Right, right.
And the other one has none of that guaranteed, but he has the freedom. Which one would you choose, right?
Freedom all day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty about entrepreneurship. You're free, you're at peace. You make your own schedule, even though I'm not saying it will be easy. There are some
Right.
weeks that you work 80, 90 hours, like Mustafa said.
And you're gonna be making less than what you made. you gotta be okay with
Taking
that.
a pay cut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a huge pay cut. You gotta be okay with that. Your family has to be okay with that.
Because you're building for a better,
Yeah. I mean, so that's what I said. That's what I mentioned earlier. Family will put a lot of pressure on you because you are the big shot. You're the college
Absolutely.
grad. Saad, you're the IT guy. For the family, you are pretty much what you're the star. And all of a sudden, you're gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna walk away from that. I'm gonna start something else." It's hard for them, man, and they're gonna make life hard for you too.
And then that's something else that I forgot to touch. When you make it to that point, even though you're not making money, family will always
They'll come around,
yeah,
right?
they'll be
They'll
at
come
your
around.
door.
Yeah.
And if you say no, it's the end of the day. But I think this is the end of our first episode.
Yeah, that was a great discussion.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a lot more discussions like this. So what we want the viewers to do is, and the listeners is, we're gonna be sharing this with our social media platforms. I want them also to put their questions in there so we can answer those in the next
Absolutely,
episode.
in the next
right?
episode.
So it should be a two-way
Yeah,
channel.
we definitely love feedbacks, and
Absolutely.
there's no other way that we could improve without you asking us questions or giving us a feedback. So please give us a feedback. Write your questions in the comment section
Absolutely.
of Instagram, Facebook.
Like and share.
Yeah, like
They
and
say
share
that, right?
and subscribe. but all jokes
like
aside, this podcast is for the community. It's for the community. It's for the next generation. If you really want to be successful and have a great career of being an entrepreneur, business, minded individual, this is the podcast for you.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. We want to grow this podcast at some point to the extent that we want to host workshops, for the community. They can come and see us. They can ask
Absolutely.
questions.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be so it's not something that we just talk. It's going to be something bigger than us. It's gonna be something for
Think about
the
it.
community.
Yeah, because think about it. I am so busy to the point sometimes I feel like the day is too short for me.
Right.
And I'm sure, you feel
Absolutely.
the same way, right?
Yeah.
So for us to take time from my own busy schedule and dedicate this, I always loved mentoring. I love mentorship.
Right. Right.
Because my mentorship, my life, changed for the better because of mentorship.
you need that.
You know,
You need the guidance. Yeah.
yeah, right. So imagine that we are taking the time from our busy lives to mentor you guys and to give you experience that we acquired
That we
did.
didn't have.
that we didn't have.
Right. Right.
Because like you said, we did the traditional way of going to college, working at a corporate, and then becoming entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that's very rare. You don't see that.
Yeah. People
know-
people want to get a shortcut nowadays.
Exactly, right? So
We give you the shortcut too, so you don't have to.
absolutely, yeah. The choice is
You
yours.
don't have
but
to go the long way. Yeah.
absolutely. So please share with your friends, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
Yeah. So I'll see you in the next episode. See ya. We out.